Thank you for tuning in to the best parenting show on the internet, Post Daily Dose.
It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post.
Hey there, Post+Institute. This is Kristi, Saul, the co-founder, coming at you live straight out of church. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day today. So I just wanted to come on really quick and talk to you guys. I have a lot of families that I'm hearing the pains of COVID, and what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling, what seems to be happening is, I don't know if it's the change of season. I don't know if it has to do with, now we have a new president, and so we have different things coming at us through the media, blah, blah, blah. But here it is. Here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this thing where our children are struggling so much because we have such a lack of consistency for them right now. Like, school's been 1 minute we're in school, the next minute we're doing distance learning. We've got parents who are trying to work from home still. We're coming up on a year come March, right? And this is a really big deal. And so what I'm seeing is this it's the full moon. Maybe you're right, Lisa. I'm seeing like so many situations where the stress is getting the best of us, and it's being displayed through our children's behavior. Listen to behavior, respond to emotion. So the behaviors are becoming more pronounced, and for some families, there's the bigger difficulties are layered with the avenues for support are not present. We've got agencies closed. They're not providing services. We don't have our in-home services that our kids and families are needing. Schools being so in and out. And so they're not getting that consistency. And so our kids, they thrive in consistency because it gives them a sense of being able to predict what's coming. When they can predict what's coming, they perform better and have a greater sense of mastery. And when they have a greater sense of mastery, that builds their confidence. And when all that is missing and they're just floundering and our parents are stressed out and overwhelmed, then that leaves our kids floundering and they will plummet. We might be floundering on our stress and still be somehow looking like we're doing okay. But our kids, it's not going to go like that. They're going to bottom out, and then they're going to have those more scary behaviors. They're going to be doing things that are more high risk. They're going to be out there experimenting with things that are in the adult world. They're going to be doing things on their phones. All of this is coming from stress. Everybody's stress. So, one of the things that I have been encouraging many families is to be very selective about what you find to be really important. Because, I'm going to say, what I'm going to say. School is really important. But it's not more important than life and death. And I've had families that are falling into life and death situations, suicidal ideation, suicide attempts, being dangerous to self and others in ways that is then leading to court involvement and potential placement outside of the home, which are not things that I'm in favor of. I'm not in favor of kids having to be away from home unless it is absolutely necessary. And if that's absolutely necessary, then know that that's just a part of the journey. It is not the end-all be-all solution. It is not the last time that it may happen. That sometimes those things are necessary for the safety of everyone. But I want you to understand that the root issue of all of it has to do with trauma and stress. And there is a lot of it. And you guys, my heart is with you. I feel for you. If you need to cut out certain things that the rest of the world thinks important just so you can focus on your children, then do that. Because it's not going to make any difference if they're finishing their education if they're not alive. It's not going to make any difference if they're finishing their education if their impulse control has them in trouble with the law. So sometimes we just have to stop everything and put first things first and work on those relationships. Work on keeping them close. If you can't keep them close, then there's a strong chance that the relationship is what needs to be built. Rebecca says, we do the schoolwork that we can manage, but every day we play, we laugh, we connect, and know that better times will come. Yes, that's a very good recommendation. Right now we're on a 2-hour-a-day school schedule at my house because that's all that my daughter can do. Everybody is different. Everybody's in a different place. I just can't say it with enough compassion and enough belief. 1 year missed of school, even 2 years missed of school in the grand scheme of life may be what has to happen just in order for your children and your family to be able to survive. Literally, I'm not talking about, the difference in having a great year and a good year. I'm talking about to be able to keep us from getting into the position of this being a life and death situation because of the stress level that your children are feeling. Some people do really well with this distance learning, but a lot of kids are not. And they're missing the interaction. They're missing having the physical outlets. They're missing feeling good enough. Like the big question of, am I worthy? I feel like it's just buried deep in their heart. Am I worthy? And, we've talked about how as humans, we get those needs met through relationship. As adults, if you're in the workforce and you go to work and people look at you and they smile, then you're getting feedback to your ego that says, I'm good enough. And when we don't get that, we have to have a well of that inside of us. But most of our children don't have that. They don't have that well inside of them that gives them the ability to comfort through that agitation of wondering, am I worthy? Am I valuable? Do I matter? And those questions of rejection and abandonment are right underneath all of that and big, big grief. And so I felt like it was important just to come on and just talk about it, to speak to this thing that is so real in our world for our children, and to give you all permission to trust what you know about your child. Trust what you feel deep in your heart that they need, regardless of what the world is telling you. If you know that your child is on the brink of suicide or homicide, that's where their mind and their heart is, because they are plummeting and spiraling because we're lacking in our structure that we're used to, then it is up to us as the adults to say, whoa, we got to change what we're doing in our house. We have to be the leaders in our family, and we have to put pause. If we have to press pause on all that other stuff so that we can figure out a routine where we do a little work and we do a little play and we eat and we live and we survive through this, I just want to give you permission to do that. I want to give you point blank permission. And if you catch flack from the school, then you say, look, you don't understand. I am trying to keep my child alive. Biology isn't the most important thing right now. We're just trying to stay alive. And if you can't get on the same page with me and figure out a way to help me do that, then you are creating more stress than you are help. And I cannot handle more stress right now because I'm trying to keep my child alive. First things first. I have great confidence in you all. But sometimes I think that somebody just has to say out loud, you have permission to make the decisions that you know are in the best interest of your children. Sometimes we have to get quiet. Sometimes we need to pray and listen. for guidance of what is in the best interest of my child right now, because they really need to feel us being very present. They need to feel very wanted in our home. They need to feel very loved in our home. So, whatever you do today, you make sure you take some time for playing and laughing and helping them feel how valuable they are and worthy they are. Much love to you guys. I know that this journey is already difficult. And when you layer the in and out of quarantine, the in and out of school, the grand inconsistencies that we have been through for what's coming up on a year, try to keep your life as simple as you can, because underneath is so much complexity that the activities in the day-to-day need to be kept very simple so that you can have enough energy to address all the complex emotions that are bubbling up under the surface. I hope there's something helpful in that for you guys. I just want to let you know too, if you're not familiar, we have a program called the New Parenting Revolution. It's a membership program, and part of what got me on here with us talking about this today is because we have a few families who've reached out that are really struggling. And I know if I've got 2 or 3 families over there struggling, that it's not just them, that this is a bigger issue. And so on that platform, we're doing a free consultation tonight. And that's a place that if you are really needing people to pour into you and needing to connect and you want to get a deep level of education, that is a platform where you can get it. So newparentingrevolution.com is where you can get the information about that. And I'll put that. I didn't come on to promote that. It's just a place where maybe if you're needing support, that may be a place where you can get it. I know, therapists aren't meeting in their office. I know everybody's out of relationship and out of sync. And so it's all falling on you all in the home with your kids. So I want you to know I'm pulling for you. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for your babies. I'm praying for the deep healing, for the renewing of their minds, for them to know that they are loved, that they're valuable, that they're worthy. And so are you. Much love to you guys. And we'll catch y'all tomorrow.